There are multiple ways how you can get sales from LinkedIn for your B2B SaaS startups. The key pillars and approaches would be LinkedIn content, then LinkedIn outbound, and LinkedIn ads. I'm currently using each of them for my business and putting more focus into LinkedIn ads because currently I'm getting calls booked such way for $250-300 each, and then reinvesting everything further. So in the last couple of years, it's become much tougher to get sales from LinkedIn using outbound. If previously you would not put much thought into like connection request, then put some information in the first message and then just invite people in the call, they would be like, yeah, sure, let's go and have one. Now the market has become much more saturated, and for that reason, if you are trying to like just mass spam everyone, trying to get them into your solution, unfortunately this approach will not work and you will shortly have your account banned as well. I have tried tens of different extensions on my LinkedIn profile, on my last LinkedIn profile, and also if you would open LinkedIn terms and policies, I think many statements there I bypassed, to call it politely. And for that reason, unfortunately, I had to start from scratch on a new account after losing one with like 6.5 thousand followers. And there I've been doing massive outbound outreach, sometimes going beyond couple hundred connection limits. However, now I am not going hard on LinkedIn outbound as much as I used to, especially not from my own profile. With different clients inside SaaS Camp, I show them ways how they can set up additional LinkedIn profiles, and that's how we scale up the LinkedIn outreach. We, for example, if we see that they're sending 2 accounts and they're getting, like, for example, 5 calls a week, then it looks like they've found a validated message. And guess what we do next? We just set up the infrastructure that is going to allow them to do it not from 2 but from 22 accounts, and that's how we can 10x the volume of calls that we're getting. And that's what I've done with a few different founders. So that's for outbound. Typically you would not want to do a one message invitation to call, and on LinkedIn you have typically higher conversions if you go for a multiple step sequence for message 1, message 2, and then you do the invitation in message 3 using the information they've given you in the first 2 messages. And I've booked hundreds of calls using this approach for myself and then for clients I worked with. Then there is another foundational part of it, and this is LinkedIn content marketing. So what's there about posting on LinkedIn? Firstly, you have much higher reply rates on LinkedIn if you have decent content out there. So for example, if we take a blank profile and compare it with one which has great case studies, posts, and is active, usually the latter would be getting higher reply rates, more bookings, and cheaper cost per sale. That's why we want to be effective with what we're posting on our LinkedIn. There are a couple of frameworks which I like using, and one of them is called AAA, and this one is that we want to combine authority, awareness, and authenticity content, because all these 3 combined together are giving us a very nice synergy for type of content we're doing. And then there is another framework which is mine, and this is the base framework. Here we want to break beliefs, then address pains, show results, and express ourselves. This is how we're going to basically do different postings in terms of like from Monday to Friday, and sometimes we do weekends as well. And this is going to give us a very healthy combination of getting, basically breaking people's beliefs, limiting beliefs, so that when they come to calls, they have most of their objections pre-handled already. And that's for the B part of it. Then addressing pains, we want to do it so that potential clients see the credibility of our founders and that our startup understands what they're doing. Then for showing results, that's self-explanatory. You can be posting on LinkedIn for years and wondering why you got no inbound bookings. Well, try posting 3 to 4. Usually we do 2 case studies a week, but if you're lacking inbound requests for demos, many times it will be because you're not doing enough case studies and not showing results as much. Because if you know how to correctly bring up the stories of your customers and illustrate how they were struggling, give up the context for it, and then the outcome you were able to get them to, well, guess what happens? People who are in the same context then go and book a call with you. Simple as that. And then lastly, there is express yourself type of content, because you can do all that, but if you are never talking about who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and your mission, vision, and some parts of your life, then you can basically do all the selling for someone else, so that you will break people's limiting beliefs, address their objections, show them results that everything works, and then they will go and buy from someone they resonate with. And that's why you want to also plug in the express yourself type of content, which is going to get people resonate with your story and get them to buy exactly from you, which is the thing we want. So we are going to be posting content, doing outbound. Typically we do it from 2 to 20 accounts when we see that LinkedIn outbound is validated type of channel for a certain startup. And then since recently I've also become more inclined towards LinkedIn ads, because I set up the funnel, which is a giveaway creative, and there I took creatives, 4 audiences for each, and then putting a couple thousand in ad spend for each of those campaigns. What we're doing is we're seeing who are the people engaging with these creatives, like liking them, commenting, or DMing me. Then we get them in a conversation, and after this conversation we get them into calls. And that's the funnel I'm currently running myself, and also helping out to set up for different B2B SaaS founders, because as long as their customers are on LinkedIn, this can easily get usually inbound cost per lead somewhere between $50 and $120, and then you want to achieve a 30% booking ratio. So for example, imagine you get 5 people, or say 3 people, who commented under your creative or DM'd you. You want to book 1 out of 3 into a call, and this is how you can be booking calls at $200 to $300 each. And as long as you sell at a close rate of 15 to 25% into a price tag of usually a couple thousand all the way to couple thousand a month all the way to 50 or 100k price check, economics make complete sense, because you can spend logically around $1,000 to get 5 calls. You close 1 in 5, you make 90 grand profit if you are selling the solution for say 100,000. Usually for enterprise ones, the numbers will be more conservative and like higher than the ones I mentioned. However, if you're selling between couple thousand all the way up to like 5-10k a month, this is completely doable. I think that if you combine all these 3, this makes a very powerful way to get customers through LinkedIn. And I'm myself currently getting between 10 and 20 meetings every single week, doing all the things I've described. And outside of that, I'm also running, as you might have seen in other videos, cold email campaigns, which are getting me an additional 10 to 20 meetings every single week. We're running them from multiple different accounts, have the solid infrastructure there in place as well. So if you want to learn more about that, check out my other video about cold email campaigns and how you can get B2B SaaS customers with those. If you want more help figuring all this out and you're not keen to spend years figuring this out like I did, you can just DM me or book a call on saascamp.com. Then we'll get on a call and see how I can help you out. After that, if it makes sense, we can collaborate in terms of our coaching program which I run, and grow your startup by over $250,000 in annual revenue within 6 months time frame. Appreciate you watching this one, and talk soon.